Imagine stepping onto a stage in front of 50,000 fans. The music begins, the lights rise, and you're ready to give everything you've trained for. But suddenly darkness, not the stage lights, those are blinding. The darkness comes from the crowd. Every single fan in the arena switches off their glowing light sticks, folds their arms and falls into silence. No cheers, no clapping, just cold, suffocating emptiness. This chilling act has a name: the Black Ocean. It is one of South Korea's most shocking and unique pop culture phenomena. A silent protest carried out not by critics or outsiders, but by the very fans who are supposed to adore their idols. To the untrained eye, it looks like nothing. But inside the K-pop world, it is one of the most devastating punishments an artist can face. In this video, we're going to uncover the origins of the Black Ocean, the story behind the first group that faced it, and why it could only have happened in Korea's intensely passionate fan culture. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover is more than just a concert story. It's a window into the darkest side of K-pop. What is the Black Ocean? To understand the Black Ocean, you first have to understand the power of the light stick. In most countries, a concert crowd is just a sea of waving hands and phone flashlights. But in South Korea, fans don't just attend concerts, they form organized armies. Each K-pop group has its own official light stick, designed with colors and logos that identify their fandom. When tens of thousands of them shine together, the arena becomes a glowing ocean of loyalty, pride, and devotion. Now imagine that the ocean is suddenly draining to black. That's the Black Ocean. A silent protest where thousands of fans, sometimes from rival fandoms, turn off their lights and refuse to cheer. It is not chaos. It is not noise. It is the exact opposite, a calculated, deafening silence. The effect is terrifying. For idols, who depend on energy from the crowd, the blackout feels like public abandonment. For the audience, it sends a powerful message: you are not welcome here. What makes the Black Ocean uniquely Korean is the collective discipline it requires. Fans, often strangers to one another, move as one body. The protest is not random. It is coordinated, deliberate, and rooted in Korea's intense fan culture, where loyalty can turn to rejection in an instant. In a world where idols seem untouchable, the Black Ocean is a reminder of who truly holds the power. And it's a spectacle you'll only find in South Korea. The first shocking incident. The most infamous Black Ocean in K-pop history happened in 2008 at the Dream concert, one of South Korea's largest music events. On that night, more than 40,000 fans filled the stadium. The lineup included the biggest groups of the era: TVXQ, Super Junior, SS1, and a rising rookie girl group called Girls' Generation, also known as SNSD. When the members of Girls' Generation stepped onto the stage, they expected to be welcomed like every other idol group. But instead of glowing light sticks and deafening cheers, the arena turned into a void. Fans of rival boy groups coordinated to turn off their light sticks, cross their arms, and sit in total silence for the entirety of Girls' Generation's performance. Only a few faint cheers from their small fan base could be heard against the massive silence. For 10 long minutes the stage was lit, but the crowd was a sea of darkness. Cameras caught the girls still smiling and dancing, but behind their eyes was confusion, fear, and humiliation. It wasn't just rejection, it was public execution in the world of fandom. Why did it happen? At the time, Girls' Generation was accused of getting too close to male idols, which sparked jealousy among rival fan groups. The incident was less about the girls themselves and more about how possessive fans felt over their favorite idols. But the punishment fell squarely on SNSD, branding them as outsiders in a world they had just entered. The 2008 Black Ocean became legendary, not because it destroyed the group, but because it revealed how ruthless fandom culture in Korea could be. And what happened after would shock everyone. Girls' Generation would rise from this humiliation to become one of the greatest K-pop groups in history. Why it happens, the psychology and culture behind the Black Ocean. To outsiders, the Black Ocean might look like simple bullying. But to understand why it happens, You have to look at the psychology of K-pop fandom and the deeper roots of Korean culture. First, lightsticks are not just glowing toys. They are symbols of loyalty. Holding one in the air says, "I belong to this fandom, and I will support this group no matter what." When thousands of them shine together, it's a declaration of unity. Turning those lights off is the ultimate betrayal. It tells the idols on stage that their bond with the audience has been broken. Second, Korean fandoms are built on collective identity. Unlike in the West, where fans often act individually, Korean fans move as tightly organized communities. They have official fan clubs, leaders, online forums, and communication channels where protests like the Black Ocean are carefully planned. This unity reflects Korea's broader cultural value of collectivism, where group action carries more weight than individual voices. Third, there is the raw power of fandom rivalry. Fans see their favorite idols not just as performers, but as extensions of themselves. Rival fandoms clash fiercely and sometimes, instead of targeting the competing idols directly, they target the supporters by humiliating their group. The Black Ocean becomes a weapon in a silent war. Finally, the psychology of shame plays a major role. In a culture where reputation and honor are deeply important, public silence in a massive stadium is more painful than boos or insults. It's rejection without a word, leaving the idol exposed and powerless. This is why the Black Ocean could only have been born in South Korea, a place where silence can be louder than screams, and where fandom power can both build idols into legends and tear them down in seconds. Other famous Black Ocean moments. The Black Ocean wasn't just a one-time shock in K-pop history. In fact, it has surfaced multiple times, leaving scars not only on the idols, but also on the industry itself. While Girls' Generation's 2008 incident is the most infamous, there are other chilling examples that prove just how brutal fandom rivalries can be. Take 17, for instance. During their early years, some fans from rival fandoms coordinated a silent protest at a major event, leaving the group to perform in a half-lit sea of darkness. For rookie idols who desperately rely on fan support to gain recognition, this wasn't just silence, it was a public humiliation, a reminder that the industry could turn on them at any moment. Another striking case involved T-Era. After a major scandal that divided public opinion, the group faced intense backlash, including moments during performances where fans refused to cheer, deliberately muting the atmosphere. Though not always full Black Oceans, these cold receptions mirrored the same intention, rejection through silence. Even global icons like EXO have not been immune. Rival fandoms once threatened to stage a Black Ocean at a large-scale concert, proving that no matter how successful a group becomes, the fear of rejection always lingers. What makes these incidents so powerful is that they happen in real time, in front of cameras, under blinding stage lights, transforming concerts, which should be celebrations of music and unity, into arenas of psychological warfare. These moments remind us that the Black Ocean is not just a phase in K-pop history. It's an ever-present shadow, ready to return whenever rivalries or controversies ignite fan tensions. And that chilling possibility continues to haunt every idol who steps on stage. The dark side of K-pop fandom. Behind the dazzling lights, perfectly synchronized dances, and record-breaking albums, K-pop hides a darker reality. Its fandom culture can be as destructive as it is devoted. At the heart of this is a system that thrives on extremes. Fans show unmatched loyalty, but when that loyalty turns sour, punishment can be swift and brutal. The Black Ocean is one example, but the toxic energy fueling it goes much deeper. Online, K-pop idols face relentless cyberbullying. A single rumor, scandal, or even a misunderstood comment can trigger fan wars that spread like wildfire across social media. Hashtags trend overnight. Insults pile up, and idols, who are often just teenagers or in their early 20s, find themselves drowning in waves of digital hate. Some idols have admitted to deleting apps or avoiding the internet altogether just to protect their mental health. Then there are the sasangs, obsessive fans who stalk idols, leak personal information, and invade every corner of their private lives. This obsession, twisted into entitlement, mirrors the same culture that enables punishments like the Black Ocean, a belief that fans hold ultimate power over idols' careers. What makes this even darker is that sometimes the industry itself fuels these rivalries. Companies pit groups against one another, knowing fan wars generate publicity, buzz, and sales. They exploit competition, while idols are left to absorb the fallout when fandom clashes escalate into silence, boycotts, or harassment. K-pop's success story is built on passion, but when that passion festers, it can transform into cruelty. The Black Ocean, cyberbullying, sassing invasions, all are symptoms of a culture where love and hate exist side by side, and where an idol's brightest moment can be turned into their darkest nightmare in seconds. The aftermath and impact on idols. For the idols caught in the middle of a black ocean, the silence can be deafening. Imagine stepping on stage. Your heart is pounding with excitement, only to face a wall of darkness where there should have been cheers and glowing lights. For young idols, many still in their teens, the experience is nothing short of devastating. It feels like being rejected not just as performers, but as people. The emotional toll is immense. Some idols have admitted to breaking down backstage after such moments, questioning their worth, their talent, and even their future in the industry. The fear of facing another Black Ocean lingers, often feeding into anxiety, stage fright, and self-doubt. For groups already under the pressure of strict training, exhausting schedules, and public scrutiny, the silence of rejection can feel like the final straw. Yet out of this darkness, resilience sometimes emerges. Girls' Generation SNSD stands as the most powerful example. After facing the infamous Black Ocean at the 2008 Dream concert, many thought their careers were over. But instead of breaking apart, they doubled down, releasing hits like G and Genie, which catapulted them into superstardom. What was meant to end their momentum became the spark that made them legends, earning them the title of the nation's girl group. For other groups, surviving such public rejection became a badge of honor, a reminder that even the harshest silence could be turned into applause. These stories highlight the paradox of K-pop. The very culture that punishes idols can also forge them into stronger, more determined artists. The aftermath of a Black Ocean is painful, but for those who endure, it can transform rejection into resilience and resilience into legacy. The Black Ocean today. In today's K-pop landscape, the Black Ocean has become far less common, but its shadow still looms large. With K-pop's massive global expansion, fandoms are no longer confined to South Korea alone. Fans from dozens of countries stream concerts. Lightsticks have gone digital, and worldwide audiences make it nearly impossible to coordinate such massive, silent protests on the same scale as before. Yet even though rare, the fear of a Black Ocean has never disappeared. Idols and agencies alike know that the possibility of rejection, whether online or in concert halls, still exists. A single controversy, a poorly handled scandal, or unresolved fan wars can trigger boycotts or silent protests, reminding everyone in the industry that fans still hold extraordinary power. Modern K-pop fandom is often described as both protective and unpredictable. International fans usually emphasize support and positivity. But in South Korea, the culture of accountability remains intense. Even a rumor can spiral into coordinated disapproval, showing that the spirit of the Black Ocean hasn't completely vanished. It has simply evolved into new forms, such as mass unfollow, streaming boycotts, or hashtag campaigns designed to mute an idol's visibility. At its core, the Black Ocean is more than just a concert protest. It is a symbol of the delicate balance of power between idols and their fans. In South Korea's unique entertainment culture, idols are built by fan devotion, but that same devotion can be weaponized into silence and darkness. So while global fandom growth has made another full-scale Black Ocean unlikely, The fear of it still shapes how idols perform, how companies manage controversies, and how carefully every step is taken in the spotlight. The memory lingers, proving that silence can sometimes be louder than any scream. Broader meaning. The Black Ocean is more than just a chilling moment in concert history. It's a mirror reflecting the complexities of South Korean pop culture. On the surface, K-pop is about color, light, and unity. Fans raise light sticks in perfect synchronization, creating a dazzling sea of glowing colors that symbolize collective joy. But the Black Ocean flips this harmony into its opposite, unity expressed through silence. Collective rejection instead of collective support. This duality reveals something profound about South Korean fandom culture. Unlike in many parts of the world, where fan engagement is often personal and individual, Korean fandom operates as a community-driven force. Fans act together, cheering together, voting together, streaming together, and, when angered, even punishing together. The Black Ocean shows both the beauty and the danger of that unity. It binds idols and fans tightly, but it also means that when the bond breaks, the fallout is immense. It also highlights the fragility of the idol-fan relationship. Idols are trained to embody perfection, but fans expect not only talent but loyalty, humility, and moral conduct. The moment idols, or their agencies, betray these expectations, fandoms can wield their collective power in devastating ways. At a deeper level, the Black Ocean embodies the uniqueness of Korean culture, a society where collective identity often outweighs the individual. Fandoms reflect this cultural trait, operating like micro-communities with rules, hierarchies, and punishments. The silence of the Black Ocean becomes a symbolic reminder of how power flows not only from the stage to the fans, but also back from the fans to the stage. Ultimately, the Black Ocean is more than a pop culture incident. It is a cultural statement. It reminds us that in Korea, fandom is not just entertainment. It is community, it is loyalty, and it is power. So we return to the haunting question: how can the very same fans who scream, cry, and dedicate their lives to idols suddenly turn their backs in silence? The Black Ocean reminds us that the bond between idols and fans is both powerful and fragile, built on love, yet vulnerable to rejection. It shows us the strength of collective unity in South Korea's fandom culture, but also its darker side, the ability to isolate and punish those who fall out of favor. For idols, that silence can be crushing. For fans, it's a way to wield influence. And for the rest of us watching from the outside, it is a chilling symbol of just how unique and intense Korean pop culture truly is. But here's the thing: the Black Ocean is not the only hidden truth beneath K-pop's glittering surface. Beyond the lights and stages, there are still mysteries most fans never see. In our next deep dive, we'll uncover the secret rituals idols perform before their big stages. Rituals meant to bring luck, protection, and sometimes even spiritual energy. You won't want to miss it, because in Korea, even the brightest spotlight hides a shadow.